What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Christian Ballard of Ballard Sports Media coming at you live on a Monday night, like we do with my boy TikTok Chess Hall. And this is the one and only Unprofessional Sports Show. We have some news, Chess. Would you like to start and break the news in case anybody missed it the other day?
Yes, unfortunately, we lost a prominent member of our community, Jeff Webster. If you didn't know him, you're crazy if you didn't know him. Great human being. He passed Sunday, not this last Sunday, but the last one. And he will be sorely missed. And me and Ballard figured we'd do a tribute show to him because he could have been annoying. He could be annoying, but he was a good dude. And I mean, honestly. And yeah, Ballard, you got any funny stories about Jeff? Because I got like one or two.
I mean, what's not to love about Jeff Webster? I mean, he was, he had his moments. I mean, we all kind of get on each other
Yeah,
sometimes. We trash talk, we cuss, and that's just part of what this community is and what makes it so special and great. And Jeff fit right in with the rest of us, and I never met him in person. Never talked to him one on one personally, other than if it was just me and him on a stream. And I don't really have much like stories or anything about him, but I will say he was a great storyteller, and it was always fun to listen to him talk about his days at Alabama and you know um, the history of Alabama football, the history of Iowa State, the history of anything. Man, he told me one time. He said I majored in history. And, of course, he was a sports photographer for the Iowa State Cyclones for a very long time, what he
hmm
at least told us.
yeah,
And he was just a very intelligent and all around guy. I mean, he was a good character here in this community, and he brought so much life, passion, joy, and dude, it's sad that that's gone now. Like there will never be another Jeff Webster, if you ask me.
yeah. Like I said, he could tell stories and get boring sometimes, but everybody's like that at some point. But I got a couple. I got like one or two stories. So, um, I remember one time I did a stream and I was super tired and I fell asleep during the live stream and Jeff stayed on the stream with me and talked to the whole chat for a whole hour while I snored like a big ass baby. That and of course I got the what the fuck happened? Just call me as the stinger. But
Yeah.
to send Jeff off, we're gonna have the best show we can have possible. And if you guys don't mind, we're gonna do a 10 bell salute to Jeff Webster. Um, I got some words to say, Jeff. I know God lets you into the heavenly gates, and you're a great guy. You anything to say about it before I do this 10 bell salute to him?
I will say this. I mean, I do have his voice real quick. If anyone wants to hear it, I did
Yeah,
make
let's hear
months
it.
back a small stinger of Jeff, and I don't know when the right time to use it is, but I thought it was kind of funny. So we love and miss Jeff. So if you guys want to hear Mr. Ames, Iowa, one last time,
Play,
here you go.
play it for us right quick before we do the 10 bell.
I can't explain it to you if you're not going to let me explain it to you.
I love it. All right,
Love it.
guys, let's get a RIP Jeff in the chat and let's do this 10 bell salute. Love you, Jeff. Miss you, buddy. Here we go. All right, let's get this show started, Ballard. Let's go over some of these games for Jeff.
Yeah, man, for sure.
Yeah, man. Don't get choked up on me, Ballard. I'll have to slap you.
I'll try. I'll try very hard not to.
All right, man. Let's you want to pull the games up if you don't mind, my friend?
Yep.
All right, man. See, you got me choked up over here, you bastard. Stop it. Shout out to Jerry Wells, Alan A, CV Baseball Collector. Thank you guys for being in the comments section. Without you guys, we wouldn't have this show. All right, Ballard. What game you want to go over first?
uh Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I guess we got to go all the way to Saturday. Let's start right off the top. Why don't you go ahead as a Georgia Bulldog fan playing the Bulldogs this past weekend in Mid-Tippy Tate? Um, it seemed like they gave you a little bit of a game to start out, but you guys pulled away in the second half. Overall, your thoughts on the 45-19 victory for the Dogs?
Well, I made a halftime rant because we were winning like what 19-13 or 17-13, something like that. Defense and offense played terrible the first half. To be honest, Trenches told me a long time ago we play up to our competition, and sometimes we play down to our competition. We should have blew out Mississippi. We blew them out in the end, but I didn't really like the first half. Second half, man, Lad McConkey's a beast. Uh, this is like the second or third week in a row he's led us in receiving. Stetson Bennett had 2 interceptions, which is rare for him. But
Yeah.
all around, man, I'm not mad at my Dogs, but we got to tighten it up and play 4 quarters of football. But we did a good job, man. I'm glad we beat Mississippi State. We're on to Lexington, to Kroger Field to beat Kentucky, and then Georgia Tech, then SEC title. But I like one thing Kirby says: we're not going to look ahead to the SEC title, except Ram Jimmy Taylor. Uh, but yeah, we're ready to play Kentucky, man. We're just going week by week, man. That's all I got to say about it.
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned Kirby Smart. What's great is he's one of those coaches that, even though he knows what's ahead for Georgia with the SEC title, with potentially the college football playoff, he's not looking to that right now. He's focused on, like you said, next opponent, Kentucky, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, so he's focused one game at a time. What I got from this game was a slow start for the Dogs, and then obviously, Mississippi State kind of came back a little bit in that second quarter, a little bit in the third quarter. They kind of gave you guys a game, but you guys pulled away in the second half and started playing Georgia football. And I think that's what's important. You just got to do a better job of playing it for 4 quarters in a game, in my opinion.
Yeah, Arik Gilbert's still on the team, Jerry. He's second string right now. Oh,
Oh,
NCAA Overage going to the Alabama versus Austin Peay game.
there you go.
Yeah. What game you want to do next, Ballard? Up to you, buddy.
Um, we'll come back to the Alabama Ole Miss. Let's look at Penn State getting a shutout over Maryland, 30-0. Maryland above 500. Talia Tungavaloa, 11-22 for 74 yards. No score in this game outright. Um, Maryland's got a good offense, but Penn State, man, they put a beat down on the defense, and they did a good job at home.
Yeah, and Penn State potentially, possibly Alabama's opponent for their bowl game. Talia is just not as good as Tua.
Yes.
I've come to terms with that.
Right.
But do you see Talia possibly being drafted? Because I don't.
I don't think he's going to be drafted. I do think someone could pick him up, and I don't say this to joke. I think he's a practice squad quarterback. I think he's a developmental guy that maybe if he's in the right position, he could improve. We'll see. I mean, he's not a bad quarterback. He's just when you see the name Tagovailoa, when you think of Tua and what he did at Alabama, and now what he's doing with Miami and the Dolphins, you compare that to Talia, and it's like it just doesn't fit. No offense to him, of course.
Yeah, I mean, even if he was at a bigger school, I don't think he could do any good. But shout out to Talia. Hopefully, he'll do good. I believe he's a senior this year. I think. I have no idea.
I think yeah, he's something. He's like a redshirt junior or a senior, something like that.
Hopefully, he'll get drafted and maybe he can do better. Maybe he'll be an unsigned free agent or something like that. Maybe I don't know. But yeah. What about Tennessee beating the piss out of who they beat?
Mizzou 66 to
Yeah,
24. You want to talk about it?
yeah, dude. Tennessee, man. Ever since they lost to Georgia, man, they bounced back. I like to say this right here. Hold on a second, Slim Mosley. Can you shut up being a troll and just enjoy the show? Don't come over here if you're going to be a troll. Go back over there with. No, I'm not even going to get into it. Just fuck off is what I'm saying, pretty much. You fucking terrible Georgia fan, whine and cry about every game, you bitch. Anyways, Tennessee's bounced back from Georgia's loss. I mean, honestly, Tennessee probably the second best team in the East. But do they go to the playoffs, Ballard? I think so.
I think if they win out, as long as they don't drop another game, which I don't expect them to, I think that they should make the playoffs. I know people want to look at that Georgia game and say that's not the Tennessee that we've seen all year. A lot of people, I joked and said they were frauds, but I think the Georgia game was more so on how good Georgia is. And I think you saw the true Tennessee this past Saturday. I don't know about giving up 24 points to Missouri, but scoring 66, Hendon Hooker had a 3-touchdown performance, 355 yards. He was 25 of 35. And Jalen Hyatt, how about him having a day? He had 7 receptions, 146 yards, and a touchdown. Just a phenomenal offense of Tennessee. And what we saw this past Saturday is the true volunteer. And they got a bright future ahead this season for sure.
I definitely agree with you wholeheartedly. Hendon Hooker, probably not going to win the Heisman. Got to go ahead and give that to C.J. Stroud. But if TCU wins out, Ballard, do you think possibly Tennessee wouldn't get into the playoffs?
If they don't lose and win the Big 12,
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
absolutely, I think they're a lock for sure. I don't know what spot you put them in, if it's 2, if it's 3, or, but I think they're in. And uh, they struggled this past Saturday. I don't know how many times. I don't know if you've seen enough of TCU, but do you know how many different games they've won only because they come from behind or they score late? You look at this game here, Chess.
Uh-huh.
TCU and Texas. Texas is, I think, a better team than what their record shows. I think they have a hard time against the tougher opponents. Obviously, Alabama. Obviously, here TCU. TCU wins this game, goes to 10-0. Shutout in the first quarter. Then they outscore 3-0. Uh, they get up 10-3, and then a touchdown and they win the game. This wasn't one of their normal games. They actually have had a lot where they've fallen behind. The Horned Frogs have, and they've had to come back. But to see them just hang on to the lead in this game on the road against a tough Texas team, I think it says a lot about who they are this year as a team. And I really think that they got a bright future in the postseason.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to say it, but TCU is going to be the sacrificial lamb. There's always one that in the playoffs. Whoever TCU plays in the playoffs, they better play the best game they ever played because I think they're going to get blown out.
Let's not
Hopefully,
overlook
we'll be number
this
one.
too, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
They are a Big 12 team, and the Big 12 is still beaten. Never won a playoff game, but carry on.
Yeah, I don't want to. I'm not going to overlook them, but I just don't think TCU has the weapons to compete with everybody else that's going to be in the playoffs. Definitely not SEC teams for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, Bella, what's the next one?
How about Auburn? I'm excited about this one actually. And I've heard nothing but Cadillac Williams on sports radio this week on Jocks 94.5 here in Alabama. They love the guy. They think he should be the long-term coach, a former running back for Alabama, or for Auburn, I'm sorry. And he was a great player, and it seemed like he had a great game plan for the Tigers this past Saturday. What do you think about a 13-10 victory over Texas A&M?
I honestly think it's pathetic. Texas A&M's terrible. Auburn's terrible. Uh, Auburn needed a win for sure. Are they even going to be at bowl eligible this year? I don't have no idea. But
No chance.
let me ask you this, Ballard. More important question: are you even excited about the Iron Bowl this year? I mean, honestly.
I mean, I'm always excited because it's a big rivalry, no matter how good or bad the teams are. But what upsets me is Auburn's terrible to the point that nobody else, other than the fan bases, is gonna really care to watch it because they know Alabama's coming for them.
Yeah, I'm saying y'all. If y'all keep it close with Auburn, something's wrong with y'all. Y'all should blow them out and beat them by at least 3 touchdowns because Auburn's the worst
I
team in the
hope
West.
so.
If
I
I'm
hope
being
so.
real right here, y'all should,
We
man. I
back.
mean, yeah. Uh-huh.
I was just gonna say, like, we only ever keep it close with them at Jordan Hare. We normally handle them well at Bryant Denny.
Yeah, it's at home, right, for Bama,
It
the Iron
is.
Bowl game. Oh,
Yes.
they're screwed. Bama's gonna win big. That's not even a
Ye-
game, bro. But you want to go over the Bama game because I know y'all had a shit your britches moment.
it was
You did.
it was definitely something. Congrats to LSU on winning the West. I'll give them credit. I know Alabama lost it a long time ago. Uh Alabama improves to 8-2 on the year, 30-24 chess, and it came down to basically our defense. We kicked 2 field goals in the fourth quarter. That's what the 6 points are. Uh Will Riker does not miss PATs. He's better than that. We had Bryce Young, 21 of 33, 209 yards and 3 touchdowns. Phenomenal performance, I would say. Jackson Dart on the other side, 18 of 31, 212 yards and a touchdown. I thought Jackson Dart looked phenomenal. He's still going to be at Ole Miss going forward these next couple of years because I think he's a redshirt freshman. I know he's young. He transferred from USC. I really think he's got a bright future. I think Lane Kiffin's got a bright future with Ole Miss and what he wants to do with the offense. I think the defense is a question mark, and obviously you kind of saw how it struggled. The defense on that final play to knock the pass down incomplete, um, dude, it was so good and beautiful. It had Nick Saban on the sideline smiling, and it does take a lot to get him to smile.
So, how many points did y'all win by, Ballard?
6.
Was it 6? So I owe you 6. Uh, fuck. I can't believe I made this bet. You probably forgot about it. I owe you 6 eggs smashed on my head. I'll be doing that tomorrow for you, bastard.
Yes, sir. Yes,
And
sir.
I'll make sure I
Woo!
tag your channel. Y'all stay tuned for that tomorrow. Damn it!
So in case anyone's curious, anyone new, Chess Hall and I had a bet because in the preseason and even this past week leading up to the game, he had Ole Miss beating Alabama. And I don't blame you. Ole Miss is a really good team. But what was the bet? It was basically however many points, if Alabama had won, however many points they won by, you would crack that many eggs over your head.
Yes, I don't know. You probably forgot about the bet, but I'll honor my bets.
Yeah,
Yes, they won by 6, so I will crack 6 over my head for Ballard and tag his channel. I hate you,
yeah,
Ballard. You
man.
suck. You're
This is gonna be
a jerk.
awesome. I can't wait.
Next game. Next game. Damn it. Next
All
game.
right, all right. Let's see. Um, there really wasn't much. What about? Oh God, you want to do a Florida win? Florida over South Carolina?
You said 4. Boy, both those teams suck bad. Poor Carolina Jackpot gave up on his team because they're so bad.
38 to
I
6, the
didn't.
final score.
You lose to Florida in 2022. Something's wrong with you.
I know.
Spencer Rattler is the most overrated QB I've ever seen in my life, besides DJ Uiagalelei. If Spencer Rattler gets drafted, I will kiss somebody right on the ass. Literally, dude's terrible, man. I don't get it. He should have stayed at Oklahoma and rode the bench. That's just my opinion, but
Now,
whatever.
are we sure that he's a terrible quarterback and it's not just a coaching issue?
It's a coaching issue and a terrible quarterback situation. That guy's a douchebag. Not the coach, but him, Spencer Rattler. Him on the Elite 11, whatever his show, he was a douche. And, karma's a bitch. And is it Spencer Rattler? He might go to NFL, but I don't think he'll do anything. He'll be a backup QB at minimum. I never liked Spencer Rattler, and I'm so glad we beat South Carolina this year. So, yeah.
Yeah, Spencer Rattler in this game was 18 of 26, 145 yards. The only points that South Carolina was able to get was 6 points in the second quarter, 2 field goals. It takes, look, dude, I know you're the one to rip on Florida, but let's just be honest here. I think that Billy Napier has something for Florida. I don't think it's this year, though. It takes a lot. It takes a lot to not necessarily lose, but this was a blowout. You have to do a lot of bad stuff to get blown out by the Gators, right?
Yeah. I mean,
I want to look
we
at
have.
these stats.
All right, go ahead.
So
Look at them.
11 first downs for South Carolina. 11. 3 of 11 on third down. 1 of 2 on fourth down. They had, dude, it wasn't even close. Like, Florida put up 500 plus yards on South Carolina. South Carolina had 237. They did lead in passing. They could not run the ball, where they gave up 374 rushing yards. They ran 23 times for only 44 yards, not even half a field. It was bad.
Yeah, I think South Carolina has a lot of coaching changes that need to happen, and I think give Billy Napier like maybe a year or two, and maybe he'll do something. But Florida's terrible, and so is South Carolina. So I mean, it is what it is, Ballard. You know what I mean, man?
Yeah.
Was there any other good games on? XX says, Chess, can you do your Jeff Webster impersonation as a tribute for your best friend? Slim Mosley, I know that's you and you created a fake account, but I'll do anyway. Slim Mosley, go fuck yourself. You're banned. Stop coming over here. Nobody cares about what your comments are. And you're just a fucking level 1 troll. Get out of junior high.
I got you.
Is that good enough
I
for
got
you there,
you
Slim?
this one here.
Okay.
LSU, who won the West by winning this game 13 to 10 over Arkansas. I went live for it. I was pulling for the Hogs. Unfortunately, it did not go in favor of us Alabama fans, but credit to LSU. They got a tough test against Georgia in a couple weeks.
Yeah, LSU to barely beat Arkansas is pathetic. If I'm being honest here, that's awful. I like Sam Pittman, but they just don't got the talent or the roster. I do like LSU's quarterback though. His LSU's quarterback is pretty impressive, and he's super fast and definitely shifty. He reminds me of Bryce Young in a way, the way he moves in the pocket.
Oh, for sure. He
Uh, uh,
I think Jada Daniels is a special type of talent. I think that he's very mobile. I think he's got a good arm. He's got good accuracy. Is he systematic though? That's something that I think still has to be determined. I liked LSU's defense in this game. You notice the name on the screen here. Harold Perkins is a true freshman who was a 5-star recruit. I'm trying to think of where he's from. He was one of the top linebackers in the class, though, and he chose LSU over other schools like Bama and Georgia, and um, he dominated, bro. He had him a game. Hold on, up. Fucking retarded.
you
Chess,
got,
are you there?
yeah, did you say fucking? Did you say I'm fucking retarded, or you said you're fucking retarded?
No, my computer's acting up so bad, and I need to stop screen sharing because it does slow it down. I don't know why.
I got you back. Hold on. I'll pull up the games on my phone and I'll read them out to you. Okay. Don't
Yeah.
get frustrated. You're good, buddy. We're doing good.
No,
We're doing
I'm
good.
good. Yeah. Yeah.
Webster would be laughing right now. He'd be like, "What the fuck?" All right, here we go. Don't get mad. It's just a show. All right, here we go. All right, so we got. Let's see who we got. Uh, Baylor and TCU is going to be good. I got Baylor possibly winning that game against TCU.
Oh, are we gonna go ahead and do the pickups?
Yeah, let's do them. TCU versus
Yeah, let's
Baylor.
do
Who
it.
you got? Who you got?
Baylor.
I actually got Baylor too. That's a 12 o'clock game, noon game.
Oh,
Michigan
wait,
and
wait, 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 wait. TCU and Baylor?
yeah, that's a noon game.
I thought
Yeah.
you said Texas and Baylor. I
No,
changed
no,
my
no,
mind.
no.
I'm
Uh,
going TCU.
I'm gonna go Baylor, but yeah. Michigan and Illinois. Nobody's picking Illinois. Let's be honest here. I'm gonna go
Right.
Michigan. Um, we'll get to our games last. And that's not right. Any good games next week. Oh, how about this? Two shit programs playing. Miami versus Clemson. I'll pick Clemson for. I'll pick Clemson for pity. Just saying, they're terrible. Fuck 'em.
I was hoping in the off season, I was waiting for this game and hoping that Cristobal would have the program on track. He's got it in the gutter, dude. They're 5-5. They'll probably barely limp to a bowl game here. Give me Clemson, but just know because of how I feel about Clemson, I'm hoping for an upset.
Yeah, Battle of the both terrible programs, honestly.
Indy's got
Tennis,
a crybaby in the game
yeah.
too.
Tennessee and South Carolina. I'm going to go Tennessee big in this game. Big.
Huge. Give me Tennessee. It's a
Huge.
21 and a half point spread. It'd be interesting if they covered that though.
Oh, give me the points. I'm covering it. They're covering it for sure.
Okay.
If Tennessee doesn't score in the 50s in this game, I'll be surprised. Uh, Here's a good one. Oklahoma State, Oklahoma. Give me Oklahoma State. Fuck.
Isn't that rivalry weekend? That should be rivalry weekend, but I agree with you. Oklahoma State.
Terrible program. Ole Miss and Arkansas. I think Ole Miss bounces back and beats Arkansas.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to go. I gotta go Ole Miss too.
All right, what about number 7 USC versus number 16 UCLA? I got USC in this one.
It's tough because both have really good offenses. UCLA, even though they got 2 losses, is really good. And you got to be careful with a home team like that. This could be a trap. But USC is trying to make a name for the playoff. They're trying to win the Pac 12. I think they got a lot in front of them, and I think they know what's at stake.
Okay, what about number 10 Utah and Oregon? Number 12, I got Oregon, man. Utah let me down at the beginning of the season, losing to Florida. Give me Bo Nix, who I've never picked to win anything. Oregon was doing so good till they lost last week, man. I figured they might could take a run for the playoffs, but of course they lost. Give me Oregon over Utah.
It'll definitely be a close game, but I'd have to go Oregon too.
Okay. Now let's see. Georgia Tech and UNC. Who gives a shit? UNC. Georgia Tech's terrible. Shout out Sea Dog. And now let's get into your game first, since you're the host. Bama and Austin P. Who you got?
Well, I think Alabama will win, but I just don't know if they cover. Of course, they're going to cover, dude. Look, they need a game like this. It's rare that I say that, but after the LSU loss, after the close call to Ole Miss, like I'm wanting them to play a cupcake team right now. Just relax, calm down, get into the feel of the game a little bit. You know what I'm saying, Chess. Go out there and dominate the day. They should win this game 55 to. I'll be nice to Austin P. I don't like to predict shutouts. I'll say 55-7. We give them a touchdown, but that's it. We'll dominate.
All right. I'll also go with your point, and I say 45-7 over Bama wins. Now let's get into the Kentucky Georgia game.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Game's 3:30, of course. It's at Kroger Field. We're a 22 and a half point favorite. I'm gonna go ahead and give me the points. We're gonna score over that, and I think Georgia steps it up these last 2 games to show LSU, hey, our nuts are bigger than y'all's, and Georgia wins 45-14 over the Neckbeards.
Oh, yeah. I think Kentucky's been a okay team this year. They're not bad. You know, I'm not buying the mayonnaise Draken and I'm not sold on that crap. I do like Will Levis though. He is a good quarterback. I think he could have a bright NFL future. Georgia should win no problem. Give me the Dogs 48-13.
Okay, now Jacob Watson has a ballsy prediction. He says, "Hot take: Auburn keeps it close to in the Iron Bowl."
It depends on what. Well, honestly, I know it might be crazy to believe that, but with the interim head coach, things change up really quick, and you also don't know what Alabama's going to show up that day. Are we going to have the offensive line? Are we going to play four-quarter defense? Play calling, penalties, is all that going to be in check? So, I mean, Auburn could win the Iron Bowl, but I just I think it's a year for Alabama to win it. But I'll be cautious.
AP Dog says, "Do y'all think USC can make the playoffs?" No,
Yes.
because TCU has to lose. There's no way they're going to put a USC over a Tennessee team that's one loss. There's no way. A lot has to happen for USC to make the playoffs. Just being honest. What about you, Ballard? What do you think?
Well, I fully agree with your statement. I did blurt out yes, because technically speaking, yes, they can make the playoffs, but only if chaos occurs.
Yeah, I do get it.
I mean,
Jeez,
a lot of teams in front of them have to lose.
Jacob Watson says 12-1 USC. Get over Tennessee Conference Championship will push them over the balls. No way, Jacob. I'm sorry. Tennessee's got a spot in the playoffs unless TCU or somebody does something amazing. You know what I mean?
They put a 2-loss Bama in before USC.
Oh, shit. If a 2-loss Bama got in, I would definitely say it's rigged. That'd be the biggest rant I've ever had in my life on YouTube if that happened. I'd want the playoff committee to suck my nuts, my butthole, wiener, everything. So I'm saying, ew. So here's my playoff predictions, Ballard. You can put yours out next. Any particular order you want to put them? Georgia, Ohio State, TCU, and Tennessee.
Okay. Honestly, I have the same four. I really think at this point we're at that point in the season where, oh, it's just too predictable now. What's going to happen? So, like you said, Georgia, Tennessee, TCU, and then you also had Ohio State.
Yes.
Yeah, I got you, bro.
All right, Ballard, that's all the games, man. You want to go ahead and wrap her up for the evening?
Yeah, so let me ask you this, though. Let me double check. This weekend for college football upcoming, what's the big upset? If you had to pick one.
You know what? I'll be ballsy. Baylor beats TCU.
Okay.
That's the big upset.
I would have to agree.
Yeah.
If I had to pick an upset, I'd have to agree there.
Because what would you do if Austin Peay beat y'all? I'm curious.
I'd convert.
To what? Atheism?
There are no football gods. If Austin Peay beats Alabama, I'll shut down my channel. You'll never see my ass again.
You'll shut your channel down?
Dude, I can't show my face again.
I'll clown you for the rest of the time. I'll clown you till they take me off YouTube.
That's worse than when shout out to Squintard. But that's worse than when Tennessee lost to Georgia State.
Yeah. Yeah. But I guess we'll go ahead and end it here, man. For all you fucking haters like Slim Mosley and who think me and Jeff Webster and Ballard and all them wasn't close. Yeah, we didn't talk all the time. And yeah, maybe I said some stuff about Jeff, but he said stuff about me. But Jeff was a good guy, and he will be missed. And we do love you, Jeff. And we hope we got Bauer to say fuck on a stream. Okay, there you go, Jeff. Mission accomplished. But shout out to Jeff, man. We miss you, buddy. That's all I can really say.
Miss Jeff Webster for sure. He, like I said, great valued member of our community, and it's just sad to see him gone. But we know he's in a better place with the Lord, and you know, it just goes to show you, man. At any moment, you could lose yourself. So cherish your life, cherish your loved ones, and live life to the fullest. Chess, final word.
I'm TikTok Chess Hall.
I'm Ballard Sports Media saying,
Roll Tide!
They won't be saying that this year. Go Dogs! Ballard's computer is fucked up once again. Play that beautiful outro there, Ballard.
First and goal from the 9. They flip it to Lamb McConkey. Lamb McConkey scores the first touchdown of the season for Georgia.
Get in, Dave, baby! My Georgia Bulldogs.
Buddy Ballard here.